Should you pay for the bill if it's your boyfriend's birthday dinner? I posted a TikTok about this and I got annihilated in the comment section. But yeah, I think it's a matter of preference, and I don't think it's like that deep. And every relationship is different.
I am really convinced that some of you just do not like the men that you are with. Like, what do you mean? Just because your boyfriend pays for every single meal when you go out, it does not mean that he's not going to feel a certain way when he has to pay for his birthday dinner. And the fact that you had to ask the question indicates that even if that man offered to pay for his own dinner, you would let him. And that's the problem, because you shouldn't invite him to a dinner out that's very nice, $200 and $300. Like, that's not nothing. Then allow him to pay for his dinner. Like, you should be fighting him for that check, even if he was fighting you back. I don't get it. And it makes sense why so many women were in the comments of your original video, which, thank goodness, there's enough good women out there to try to drive some sense into you that you shouldn't be asking this question. And if you are, then you really don't like the man and he deserves better.
The more you help your man, the less he desires you. Let me explain. One time my husband started acting super distant and irritated. It felt like every time we had a conversation, it turned into a fight. And at first I was like, what is wrong with him? But then I decided to come from a place of curiosity and I asked him, hey, is there something I did that bothered you recently? And he told me that he felt like I had been breathing down his back a little bit, like I'd been treating him like a child, micromanaging him as if he couldn't handle responsibilities on his own. And that's when it hit me. I was acting more like a mother than a wife. The more I reminded him to do things, the more irritated he got. But the more I stepped back, the stronger and more capable he became. A few days later, we went out to eat and he forgot his wallet at home. I was so tempted to say, see, this is why I have to remind you of everything. But no, I stayed quiet. I kept my mouth shut. He felt a little embarrassed that I had to pay, but guess what? He never forgot his wallet again. I didn't have to nag, I didn't have to teach, I didn't have to control. That's how feminine energy really changes a man. They magnetize to you when you trust their abilities and stop carrying what's meant to be their responsibility. Let him feel the weight of his role and his decisions. That's how masculinity strengthens. If you want to learn how to step into your femininity and see your man taking more responsibility, comment class for a link to my free masterclass that will unlock this and more feminine wisdom.
And what you're seeing from a lot of these men, the men that women are calling or hoping to be chivalrous, the very men that they're saying, oh, he's not chivalrous, he's not a good man, he's not a gentleman. You don't know what you're talking about, quite frankly. A lot of brothers still know how to, be thoughtful, plan, and do all of these other things. It's just, first of all, you're disrespectful. Second of all, you're not really putting out anything that would make that man want to really get to know you. There ain't nothing to get to know. You're acting like a loser.
So y'all out here calling this man GAY because he said women want, the responsibility of children, the authority of men, and the perks of being a woman. Oh, he ate you alive and now he's gay. He said that y'all come on these dating sites with 2+ baby daddies talking about some I deserve this and I deserve that and blah, 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 blah. He said all y'all got the same dating profile. He said he is tired of seeing it, baby. So am I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, he said all that and then y'all go and dig up his background. Turns out he is a single father. Turns out that y'all say he is GAY. But that don't dispute the fact of what he said. He said women want the responsibility of children, the authority of men, and the perks of being a woman. If that ain't the most truest thing I've ever heard, women do not, they want to be the authority of everything, right? Women nowadays, they want to be the authority of everything, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with that. They don't want the baggage that comes with that. They just want to be, hey, do this for me, peasant. Hey, do that for me, peasant. They want to treat men like little peasants, you know what I mean? But then when you try to, assert yourself with a woman, oh, you're a narcissist, sir. It's like, nah, little mama, hold on now. There can only be one king in the castle up in here. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, when I see stuff like that, and then I see women run to their go-to, oh, he's GAY. It's like, nah, he's telling the truth. I'm going to give it to him.
And I think we have to look at how draining dating has become. We have to look at the reason, or another reason, that men are checking out of dating is because, dating has started to feel, for a lot of men, it's a little bit more, a lot more draining. You're not really hopeful like you used to be. It's more draining than it is exciting. You have, dang, can't believe I'm gonna say this. You don't really have anything to look forward to, right? Man, I'm so excited to take this lady out. It's gonna be a great time. Even if it ends up being bad, there's still excitement in there because it's like, man, I got out and I'm out here just moving and grooving. It's not really like that for a lot of men. And so that's another reason that they kind of check out.
Last night, out of nowhere, he brought up prenups. He said it very concrete. Like, if I ever get married, I definitely want a prenup. You never know how things turn out. Like, he's already planning for a marriage to fail, before
okay, wait. No, I don't think that's what he's setting up. I think what he's trying to do is make sure that we can have our minds ready for, he's probably thinking about, I don't want to spoil any surprises, but, going that next level with you. But he also wants to make sure that you're on the same page for this big conversation. And a prenup does not mean that you are expecting the relationship to end.
That is exactly what it means.
No, it's saying that if in case things happen, because you don't know what may happen 10 years down the line, at least we have this and keeps everybody safe if it were to end.
No, but then, that makes me feel like he's going into this whole thing. If he's thinking about things ahead of what I'm thinking about them, he's going into it thinking of me like a risk and not a partner. He's already planning for me to be somebody that could potentially hurt him.
I don't think these modern women really understand the level of peace that a man receives when he stops messing with modern women, when he stops entertaining modern women. No longer is it, and we can even separate the dates, right? Oh, I got to take you to this expensive restaurant. We can separate that. We can just talk about how you keep up mess every day for no reason. You're always getting into something that you have no business being in, talking about you're doing it for the plot, and I've got to listen to the nonsense when I could be thinking about making money, doing a hobby, enjoying a hobby, picking up another one. Which one do you think is more appealing?
A woman who loves being alone. The truth is, a woman who has embraced solitude knows the value of her own company. She is comfortable dining alone and finding joy in her own presence. She doesn't seek validation through others, understanding her self-worth deeply. Her strength is a testament to the experiences she's endured. It's in these moments of challenge that she's forged her resilience and recognized her true value. When such a woman chooses to let someone into her life, it's a privilege not to be taken lightly. She mirrors the energy she receives, expecting respect and sincerity in return. Remember, a woman's strength is often like that of a tea bag, only revealed when faced with adversity. So if you're fortunate enough to connect with a woman of this caliber, cherish and honor that chance. Her strength and self-assurance are not to be underestimated. Drop a yes if you agree with me and pass it to your friends who need it. God bless.
This video is specifically for the single ladies who meet a guy, the guy asks you out, he plans the date. The day before the date, you don't hear anything. The day of the date, you're concerned. What do? What you do is, A, you don't reach out to him under any circumstance whatsoever. If he wanted to, he would. He planned the date. He's pursuit of you, according to him. He wants to date you. He plans the day, the date, the time. Then he goes on purpose the day before or the day of. Doesn't matter. All you need to do is make sure your roster is stacked. This is why I have a roster. So if he planned your date, which you shouldn't be on a dinner date at all, however, you don't listen. Well, because you set up that dinner date at 6, let's just give him a grace period. Let's give him an hour to an hour and a half. So when he doesn't reach out that day of that date, you can move the next man in line up in your roster, and you can move him from 7:30 to 6 p.m. Easy breezy. You can also do this during your breakfast, lunch, and brunch dates too. Therefore, you don't feel like you're getting the short end of the stick because you didn't put all your eggs in one basket. However, if you choose to continue to put all of your eggs in one basket, then there is a chance that he will plan a date. Cancel it, not show up, disappear for a little while, then pop his little head back up the following day, acting like nothing happened, or acting like his bird got ran over by a truck. Don't know, but block him, and it doesn't even matter. Now does it? On to the next guy on your roster. Say it with me. On to the next guy on my roster. It's Coach B. Wiley.
You know, a lot of these modern women are upset that men aren't really asking them out anymore. You know, it seems like, you know, when I was in my 20s or my early 30s, men seem to be asking me out. They seem to be more interested. What's going on? And even in your mid 20s, right? You might not have as many men, or the men that you want, asking you out. Well, if you don't have the men asking you out that you want, that might have to do with how you present yourself. Number one. Number two, if you have men asking you out, but not as frequently, then, you know, that might just be them. But it also might be that, you know, a lot of these men feel like maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I got to sit up here and I got to, honestly, I got to tap dance. I got to perform. What are we doing here? Do you like me or not?
If he's still doing one-on-one activities with another woman and he says we've been friends for years, you need to understand what that means. Now listen to me carefully. When a man chooses to spend intimate, quality time with another woman alone, he's protecting an emotional connection that should only exist in his relationship. You see, men don't maintain one-on-one closeness with another woman unless it gives them something. Validation, attention, emotional comfort, a sense of feeling familiar with her. But none of these are neutral. And even if he says so, this isn't about jealousy. This is about boundaries, loyalty, exclusivity. So what should you do? You don't fight, you don't argue, you don't beg. All you do is you calmly communicate your standard. You say, in my relationship, I don't accept one-on-one closeness with another woman. It doesn't feel respectful or emotionally safe to me. His reaction will tell you everything you need to know. A man who values you will adjust his behavior to protect the relationship. But a man who argues, who defends, who gaslights you, never intended to be exclusive with you in the first place. And this, my dear, is not about controlling him, but it's about respecting yourself. If he wants to be with you, then he needs to protect the emotional space that belongs to you.
The real problem with modern dating is we're all hurt. Both men and women. We've fallen in love, we've given it everything, and we've had our heart broken. And so the next time you hold back a little more and a little more and a little more, until eventually you do meet someone who would have admired you and adored you and respected you and loved you, but they're only meeting the version of you that's protecting yourself. And so men don't 100% pursue women, and women don't soften to the man who could hold them, and something real never gets the opportunity to develop. I'm Harriet, I'm a dating coach, and I would love to hear from you. What's your perspective? What do you think is wrong with modern dating?
There's a saying that if a woman doesn't love money, she's gonna make her man broke. And there's two ways to look at it. From some women's perspective, if she loves money, meaning, oh, I do love money, I want my man to have money, that's what I mean by I love money. No, that's the woman that doesn't like money. She's just greedy. She's just greedy, and she's gonna make her man broke because she don't understand what hard work is. Okay, all she gonna do is, you don't give me time, here's no time, all you do is work. Of course he has to work, he's trying to get money. Why the are you not doing anything with your life? Why don't you go get some money too? A woman who has ambition and drive and goes and gets that money herself will always understand what it takes, that hard work to get that money. So yes, men, make sure you're with a woman who genuinely loves money and goes and gets it herself. Otherwise, she gonna make you broke.
Andrea, it just hurts feelings, right? That's it. At least that's what we've been told. However, I would like those individuals that believe that particular narrative to actually take into consideration if even that were true. Do you know what hurt feelings due to mental health over a period of time? Over 600,000 men per year remove themselves from this plane of existence by their own hands due to poor mental health. And some of you actually celebrate this unfortunate tragedy. Yet, misandry just hurts feelings. But that's not all it does. But a lot of you aren't ready to have that conversation. But even if that was the case, how exactly is contributing to the poor mental health of over 600,000 men per year something to be celebrated, as many of you do?
I have just seen a video of a guy on a podcast talking about when men are in their bad boy era, grow up, and saying how they could have anywhere between 3 to 5 girls on rotation, and describing the order of them from his favourite to his pen pal. To be honest with you, that's not something that I have the mental capacity to deal with today. It's not something I would like to think about at all in the near future. I won't fit in the bin, but I'm just going to put you in the bin until I realise how I can deal with that.
Sounds pretty silly, doesn't it? Now, imagine all of these ladies out here talking about, oh, you gotta have a roster. Oh, you gotta have somebody. Oh, you need to have at least 2 or 3 of them on the side. Dumb.
I'ma squeeze y'all hand real tight when I say this.
Okay.
Single mothers don't give a if you want them or not.
I don't know about that, but let's hear you out.
I be seeing videos. I saw a female. First of all, you females, you hoes that listen to men talk so much stupid that it went on in y'all blood cycle. It just circulated in y'all head.
Okay. All these men are saying is that they have a preference and y'all are mad. I see women on the internet constantly saying the most fiendish, and y'all will agree with them all day long. But the moment a guy says, I have standards, it's a problem. If they don't want to date single mothers, so what? She's gonna ask, have you tried taking a single mother out on a date? They don't want to. So why would they even try? Single moms are always mothering. No, they aren't. They're always on the internet talking about why don't men want them, because they have a child.
If you want your marriage to flourish and to last, you need to learn how to shut your mouth. Let me explain. I realized early in my marriage that my husband and I were having the same argument every single day. And if I was being honest with myself, the reason was because I didn't know how to shut up. I kept running my mouth. And if you don't know already, unfortunately, what happens in marriage is we start to subconsciously recreate what our childhood home was like. And although my parents are still married today, praise God, there was a long time where my parents were arguing every single day, where my home was very chaotic and there was threats of divorce constantly. So again, when I came into my marriage, I was subconsciously trying to recreate that culture in that environment simply because it was familiar to me. I'm telling you, even if there was no problem, I would still somehow make a problem out of nothing. And I thank God for my husband being the strong masculine leader that he is, because he never backed down. So husbands, learn from this and do not ever submit to your wife's tantrums, because you are the leader of the house. So you have to stand your ground and correct her in love. This also comes with continually reminding her and showing her that she's safe and that you're not against her, but that you're for her. But eventually there came a day where I had to look myself in the mirror and ask, when was I going to finally break this cycle? Even when my husband may actually be wrong, am I willing to submit my control and my pride and let God correct my husband? And I'm here to tell you, it wasn't until I made that decision to surrender that pride and that control and that need to stir up unnecessary strife and conflict, when I committed to being like the wise person that we read about in Proverbs, who says little words and responds to harshness with gentleness to defuse the situation. This is when my marriage began to truly flourish. No longer were my husband and I having these daily arguments, and if conflict did arise, it was diffused almost immediately. I was at peace for the first time. I was calm, and my husband actually started to show me more love and affection because of this. We finally felt close and bonded again, all because I decided to take responsibility and accountability for my actions and learn how to shut my mouth and give up this need for drama. So take it from me.
It's almost the height of irony, really. Because if a person thinks about it, how exactly would some of these women who claim that they despise all men, actually come to have any knowledge at all what constitutes manhood? Are they secretly obsessed? I think that might be the case, because if a person thinks about it, a person who says they despise an entire group of people, you would think, would spend the majority of their time trying to avoid that group of people. Yet a lot of these women can't seem to do anything but talk about men constantly, and make men the center of their personality, and make despising men their entire personality. So what exactly makes some of these women the experts on what constitutes a man? I think I would find that very interesting. And moreover, how would some of you have the audacity to actually insinuate that you know what makes a man a real man?
You don't listen to me! Stop taking Let it out! Just listen to me! This is the place to be heard! Let it out! She never take accountability! Accountability! She never take accountability! She just get going to the phone! We're going to call the cops. It's illegal. Stop going to the phone! I paid the bill! I hear you. I just want to watch the game and have a glass of red wine. Keeps interrupting, huh? I need a drink and watch in peace. Go outside to the bar. What are we looking for? Understanding. And that's something we need to receive. Woman's supposed to be? I'll be. A woman's supposed to be? I'll be. You give me head no more. What she won't do, another woman will. Like for real. Peace, love, comfort, understanding. Peace, love, comfort, understanding. Just want peace, love, understanding. Stop! No! We're here to survive. That's only 2 feet. You will live, but you'll be paralyzed. Let it out! Who are you hitting? Who are you hitting?
Y'all have been begging me to talk about this topic, and today is your lucky day. Let's call out some homophobic, shall we?
I am treading dangerous waters by saying this, but I think that a lot of you women's obsession with trying to find the smallest thing to call a man over is because y'all have a indirect kink for men.
I agree with this point on so many levels, I don't even know where to start. Let's start off with the ones that are attracted to the bad boy, YN, gangster, scammer, whatever. Those men are typically men that were raised by their mamas. So they have all of this feminine energy. Any man that is willing to shoot somebody over stepping on their J's, that's a feminine man. That is a man who is letting himself be led by his emotions in the same way that women do. So a lot of the girls are attracted to that. On the other end of that, I think they're attracted to these men secretly because a lot of these men in Hollywood are men. And these are the men that they love, idolize. I remember being a child and seeing the girls fan out over Trey Songz. And I was like, that's a man. And they were like, no, he's not. No, he's not. Yes, he is. August Alsina. I'll even say Chris Brown, and I don't care. Who want to fight me in the comments? These are men that y'all are lusting after. They've always been men. If the Diddy documentary told you nothing, these are men. Y'all like men. So although it's really trendy right now to be calling all these men sassy and gay and all that stuff, really, y'all like that. Y'all have always liked that. And I secretly think you also like women, but we don't even have to go there.
I just got so much backlash off of a video that I made talking about how if my husband says something to my kids, I don't go against that in front of them. And I stand on it. I had women calling me a pick-me, saying that that's going to be for my kids, and all kinds of crazy, reckless stuff in the comments. But you know what? Yeah, you're right. I am a pick-me. And my husband picked me. That's not. That's showing that my husband is the head of my household. That's showing how much I respect and the admiration that I have for my husband of him being the provider of my home. Y'all are tripping. And this, my friend, is the problem that we're having right now. You grew up 9 times out of 10 in a single parent household. You didn't see your mama getting told nothing. You saw her running everything. And my friend, now you're doing the same thing. I even had somebody in the comments say, yeah, no, I'm the provider. I am the head. That is wild. And honestly, that gotta be so exhausting. To have to bark orders all day long, all the time. Never being able to just sit back and be. My heart go out to her. And any other woman that's always the head and always running stuff in her house. Because when will you get a break? All right, bye.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did y'all notice this year it wasn't really a lot of Valentine couple videos? Like, it wasn't a lot of girls showing just going all out this year for him. Like, I think I only seen like one on my timeline, no cap. But I know why. Y'all ain't been this year. Y'all been downplaying. Y'all been talking crazy all year about not being real men and acting like females, and we got tired of that. We finally got tired of that. Now y'all over there looking sad as acting like y'all depressed, like it's the end of the world. No, you did it to yourself. Y'all females be playing games all year. Want to have multiple, think you gonna have a special day for you? Right. Good luck next year. I ain't having Valentine's either.
This is why marriage is a bad idea for men. A marriage used to give a man a stable life, a life in which he was enjoying the support of a wife, while he was providing financial security. But today the divorce rates are so high that men often find themselves having to pay half of what they've made during the marriage. And because the traditional roles of men being the breadwinners and women being the homemakers are no longer the norm, there is a lot of confusion. There's more equality, and because women work nowadays, they've become way more independent and they have less time to be busy with playing the traditional role of the wife. But men find it hard to adapt to this new role of not just being the financial provider, but also having to help around the house because the wife doesn't have time anymore to do it all alone. And although women wanted to work and therefore they entered the man's world, men never asked to enter the women's world and to also become homemakers. And that's why many men don't want to get married anymore. They feel it's a rip-off. They think that at the end of the day it will cost them a lot of money and it will cost their peace of mind because they don't have a peaceful life at home.
Why they tell una say Dr. Naim, it men all like Chris man, they will be the Chris for woman. It men they all before they why they tell una so woman they laugh. So man they now wanna get small confusion safe. If you not call them, they need to call you. They know they ever call you, and so the relationship they done. I tell you, I say Dr. Naim, all them man they will be the craze for woman. The men they all and the medicine they work for them. Why they talk they come to woman, they laugh me. Watch no more how man they don't get sense. So then if you not call them, they call you. If you do them bad, you not beg them. The relationship is done.
Yo, stop texting that man back that don't know your worth. Stop texting that man back that think he the prize. Stop texting that man back that expect you to chase him. Stop stressing over men who repeatedly leave you on red. Here you are, giving up your self-confidence and self-worth every time you send that man a text that he ain't initiate. At some point, we got to bring Courtney back, bruh. At some point, we got to bring you reserving your energy and your space for a man that deserves it, a man that wants it, a man that desires you, instead of trying to convince a man to see you. Get your fingers off that phone. Quit texting that man back. Sometimes you gotta value yourself enough to reserve your energy and space for a man that's ready to receive it. That don't take 28 hours to reply back to it. At some point, you need to reserve space in your life for a man that appreciates you. But instead, you texting back a man that hurts you. You texting back a man you know got other girls. You texting back a man that look at your text and go about his day without replying. You texting back a I'm too busy, although we know men are only too busy for women they don't like. What I'm trying to say is find you a man that's worth texting back. Instead of texting back this man that don't see yours. Cool? Get your thumbs off the phone. Don't text me back. That's the first step to your happiness, your healing, and finding a man that actually deserves you.
Can we stop hating on the Sims, please?
A brand new day, but the same old Delulu here in Delulu land, where the love for Simps seems to be international. But before we jump to conclusions, let's hear her out, and maybe we might understand.
Because, to be fair, I love a good simp. I love it.
I don't give a
Who doesn't love reading a lovely comment telling them they're incredible, that they're amazing?
And then guys wonder why most modern women think they are perfect 10s regardless of reality. It's because you got guys out here that's giving out compliments like Oprah giving out Christmas gifts.
They're the most beautiful woman on earth, because I do, and I'm pretty confident most women do.
God damn!
So, simps, we love you.
Oh, shit! No, the f they don't. That's what they want you to believe.
Everybody else, you could take a page out of the Simpy book. Okay? Don't be shy. Don't be shy to be a simp.
Nah, if this ain't some shit, I don't know what is.
Okay? Don't be embarrassed, because, simps, you have a special place in my heart. Mwah.
And the moral to this story is really simple, guys. If you believe this, you're the exact type of guy she's looking for. But if you're the type of guy that is not going to hit somebody in hopes that they might give you an opportunity, which you ain't never gonna get, show ass taillights and tailpipes.
And modern women, they get wrapped up in this fantasy where they want men to continue to beg and plead and, like they say, carry out a boombox or something like that in a window at 12 o'clock at night. I guess it would be midnight. So, and wake up the whole neighborhood with a boombox. So I really love you, playing slow jams and, you know, baby, stay with me, and all those other love songs that, you know, one guy had like a TikTok or something like that to where he was essentially saying, he was kind of, you know, poking fun at some of these R&B songs where women say, oh man, where are the men who yearn? And the songs they were talking about, men yearning in, the men had cheated. I did you wrong, I cheated on, and the women love that. Men are just saying, no, that's not me, man. That's not me. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't get involved in that type of stuff. Number one. Number two, it ain't no reason for me to continue to try to prove myself and try to, every single time, it's always me having to say sorry. It's always me having to apologize, because I'm always the one doing wrong. You never take any accountability, man.